we don't know ourselves in our own world if he exists. Within the world of Ultrakill, God does exist and was the creator of everything. But in order to create things, he needed a fuel source, essentially. Something to fuel living beings. And so he planted the tree of life. From the tree of life came a nectar. And the nectar served as fuel. And so fuel is blood. Blood fuels and powers every living being ever made. As far as we're aware, the only being that may not be fueled by blood is God, since he's the one that created the fuels. But blood fueled everything. The angels that were worthy enough to go to heaven, the humans on earth, the animals that we ate and farmed, everything was fueled by blood. Within heaven, which is the word of God and the people that believe in here, we went ahead and created a system where the virtuousness of a soul would determine how the angel of said soul would appear in heaven. Those who were not so virtuous would come out as abstract shapes. For those that were very virtuous, they would by all means resemble a humanoid being. God also created man. And he looked down from heaven at man itself and felt regret. Not all of them believed in him. Not all of them worshipped. Not all of them did what he wanted humanity to do. They went against what he wanted. God began to look at free will as a flaw. So, to punish people that worship him, pray to him, he created hell. While it's never explicitly mentioned who was the first person to fall into hell, it's never mentioned that Lucifer was the first person to fall into hell. Hell itself is not a location, but a large cosmic scale. He was essentially a creature that was divided into sections, so each section would punish people for very specific sins. But upon casting Lucifer into hell, an angel talked to God and asked, "Why would you create hell? Is eternal torment a bit much for people who just simply don't believe in you?" God questioned this, and regret slowly filled him. He attempted to unmake hell, but due to it being an organism on such a large scale, he couldn't. He wasn't able to get rid of hell. He began to realize just how horrible the punishment was. People who fail to follow his exact goals and his exact values, if they don't follow his list of goals, they will not be banished to eternal torment. And he began to make him ponder if he should have even made hell in the first place. But there was something going on Earth with humans. This set event caused God to sin. Just as a heads up, the humanity in Ultrakill is far beyond something you mentioned about the World War I that we see in Ultrakill is that presumably every country on Earth is fighting, not just this elect few in World War I. Also, I'm not a good one else to mention. Back on topic, World War I. A very bloody battle. Lots of death, disease, unless you were civilian, in the world of Ultrakill, Russia decided to create something that would end up basically making up the world obsolete. It's not known how they discovered this, why they invented this, but they decided. By all means, served as a robot. Russia decided a fitting name for this machine would be Gutterman. However, they couldn't find a way to get the fuel source correct. Not blood or dry. They needed fresh to run. Although Russia publicly stated that it was willing for people who were willingly doing it, in reality, deserters, prisoners of war, enemy soldiers were kidnapped and sealed inside of a coffin-like shaped contraption of a Gutterman's back, or to prevent them from flat out just dying, blood turning bad, or them being drained of all their blood. People who were hooked into the Gutterman's back were given minimum and I mean minimal life support. Enough to keep them breathing, unfortunately. And also enough to hear the pain of having their blood drained. And live the copyright device is still shut. Pretty soon, the government sent out to me. It devastated the French war. People in the trenches were just eviscerated in an instant. It was either get minced by its powerful fists or get mowed down by gunfire. It was by all means an unstoppable force. You couldn't stop a government once it was dropped into a trench. The armies across the world were terrified and had to figure out, how do we fight back? And what do we do to stop these things? Because once they're dropped in a trench, your army is gone. So Germany decided to fight fire with fire. Essentially, this was arguably a government version of a government. Or as that person liked to call it, technically, so when it's armed, the tanks. Compared to the government, they were even more unstoppable. Their fists could destroy tanks and the walls. They could be behind the enemy that could devastate people behind them. They could shoot rockets and seemingly freeze them in place to shoot buildings in them out. And judging by the radio signals, they heard that these things were uniforms. Not like people communicate with the radios, the machines themselves communicate with each other. They didn't need someone to tell them what to do. They can follow their own orders. At this point, clearly realized, what's the point of sending a human to fight these things? If you send a human to fight these, they're gone. So the second phase of what has now been named the Final War started, and it's called the Final War for a good reason. We'll get into it. The war from this point onwards was just simply who could build the better machine. Every machine built from now on was built to counter the last, with the exception of the final machine. So what that will get, we don't really know what machine made what. Although we won't know what machine is going to counter what, I'm going to go ahead and just throw a few assumptions. I think that the Sentry was designed to counter either the gutter tanks from afar, or was necessary another thing. The Mine Sprayer, although whatever its original purpose may have been, might have been similar to what it is in the game. The alien unit designed to counter ground units. Perhaps to avoid the gutter tank and government reach, it was in the sky. Sentry was built to possibly counter that. That is about the most we know of machines that were involved in the war. Other machines were built after the war, or were built for a separate purpose after the war. Let's just back and forth at the top and build a machine with time. But the final machine was built by named the Earth. These machines were colossal in size, bigger than any skyscraper was. Due to their sheer size, they were not only fueled on blood, but solar energy as well. It's presumed the fleshy material that we see in the Earth is as to how this is made, we still don't know. But combined with both solar fuel and blood, it had the power to destroy cities. With this cartoon-like appendage on it, it could fling energy at cities so powerful, the cities were turned to rubble. There was no longer a place you could go home at this point, because before you knew it, to counter this, you live on top of the Earth, in cities, towns, and homes. And you're probably wondering, if an Earth mover could probably get destroyed by another Earth mover, why would people live on it? That's the thing though. Earth movers can't destroy other Earth movers. Within the Earth movers, powered by what seems to be both organic and metal-like tools, is a shield generator. And this shield generator can withstand the blast of another weapon. Stop. And machines built to counter the Earth movers, they'd hit something to counter this. Namely, one, this machine was fast, nimble, but unfortunately contained the weak. But the other weakness had a unique ability. It could absorb blood from pure contact. Its armor had some type of mechanism that allowed it to absorb the blood that the enemy could, allowing it to heal. Other machines would have to stop refuel and then go again. Because of its movement and speed, it could get inside of the Earth mover, activate its shield, but unfortunately it never went into full production. It got to the point where so many cities were destroyed. So much of Earth had been ruined, the soil was ruined, homes were destroyed, the sun could no longer be seen. It was the long night, as it was called, and for a long period of time, the sun just didn't shine on Earth. It was so devastated by Earth movers. Since they were on solar fuel and with blood, and now everyone's living on Earth movers, they slowly begin to power down. They're unbeknownst to humans. Mentions that in the last moments of the Earth movers, presumably with the harpoon-like appendage, would reach out for God. Find no answer. They were aware of their death. There was no final words for their grave. There wasn't a grave. But the Earth movers themselves returned Earth, not only for humanity, but for the plants and soil of it as well. Finally, humanity just stopped the war and they got off their computers and looked around. Earth is a wasteland. It's beyond recognition. They've destroyed their own home. The final remnants of humanity came together and agreed that this has been a war without reason. There's no reason for them to fight. There's nothing left to fight for. We all agreed. From now on, machines should aid in humanity in the things that they do. And that war should never, ever happen. This war, that to us in our world is World War I, to them is the final, and truly the final. This war didn't end with a battle. It didn't end with a giant nuke. It didn't end with one grand final battle. It ended in a painful war. Humanity began a new era, known as New Peace. New machines were built during this time to help counteract the things that were going on. Firstly, the main thing that should be focusing on right now is the climate catastrophe. As mentioned earlier, Earth movers now cause the sun to purify the air. Street cleaners were invented to purify trash, debris, air, and help clean the earth. Since there was very little community effort, every human was needed to rebuild. They built drones to serve as security guards and essentially were law enforcement, if you will. In order to make them quickly, they were made cheaply and had the intelligence of a bird, as this can also be looked at by these chirping noises. Now, even though New Peace was essentially agreed on by old humanity that, war would never happen again, there was still that slight worry of violence breaking out again. So, a machine that was a more or less improvement of V1, V2, an upgrade of V1, might be hard to tell. On a scrap V2 should, however, have much more durable armor and was much stronger physically. They were essentially police officers, pretty much meant to enforce peace. But New Peace was going so great, they didn't even need it. Humanity was truly at peace with itself. Cancer. Although it's not supposed to be safe, when humanity did this, they decided to dig into the earth. Probably to find material that can help them resources. Humanity decided to go ahead and extract minerals and materials from hell itself. A strange magma-like liquid that was seen and may or may not be knowing. Perhaps in some of those magma resources, although repurposed for blood, provided to fans that we see when they chop up materials. Humanity also managed to find these strange tools. Now, to be honest with you, I myself am a little lost, but you know best to explain what terminals and how they get there. The red gateway seemingly allowed you to teleport, or use hell to travel to the different sections. Since this is not hell, presumably combining the teleportation gateways and terminals, humanity used the terminals to turn physical objects into data that the terminals would collect through the red gateways. This data would then be collected by another terminal and converted into physical matter. Meaning they could essentially send physical items as data and then convert it into what the original was. The original object itself, however, is sadly not. Maybe only ever did this with transferring data into physical items. But they did a small final record for the song Overuse Form by Western. They threw it into the red gateway, and next thing they knew, the terminals started playing the music. However, they only played the instrumental parts. And some engineers that worked on the terminals stated that when no recording equipment was nearby, you could actually hear the vocals. And the employees joked that the terminals were shy to sing. However, they were unaware that the terminals were actually sentient. Though we don't see any fleshy bits on them, perhaps we will do it. Yes, no one will do this for a reason we'll never know. The terminals are sentient, just like the robots. And just like the robots, they can feel. And humanity eventually realized that terminals mostly feel one particular emotion: boredom. They sit in a room collecting data and doing nothing. The terminals have nothing to do but just talk to each other about data that they find. And humanity kept exploring and trying to figure out. They would send street cleaners and drones. They tried finding the purpose of sending sent them into hell. Although they weren't able to go very far, hostility, even in sort of technology. We'll get into those things later. Eventually, researchers found out something about hell. These machine parts were missing. They started seeing those said machine parts seemingly Frankenstein onto the press and tortured souls of hell. The doors would lock at random, even though the technology powering the doors is fine. The doors would make a strange noise every time it happened too. And then humanity realized that hell isn't a location. It's a living organism. And a message was sent that how corrupted its final parts, stating it's hungry, it's more. Humanity realized that it's consuming the mining facility. The mining facility is hell-traps. Tortured souls and workers were eventually thrown into the bits of machines of the building. There were once fans and crushers. The crushed mineral is now crushed people and meat. There once flowed excess rock, now flowed blood. Humanity realized they had to shut this down. And so they did, putting a wooden barricade and work inside. They shut down the hell expedition. After this, we don't know exactly what it was. But sometime after the hell expedition went extinct, humanity did as well. There is some possible theories. Maybe all of them are right, maybe all of them are wrong. We don't know. But some current popular theories is that machines, with their splendid way of sentience, got thirsty for blood. Hell consumed not only the mining facility, but Earth itself. Humanity the process. Or the sea, humanity due to the impact have on them. Although there is evidence of contamination that was buried under the rock layers, showing that there was a great many souls that fell into the rock layers, turning it into an ocean. However, this could have just been some major war. But something happened. The machines were still sentient. Still thirsty for blood. Realizing to learn new things and to talk about new experiences. Shoot said coins instantly ricochet, so it would allow machines to upgrade rocket launchers to cannon parts. It would upgrade what was just simple generators. Screwdrivers connected to a constant source of fresh blood. So while the machines were eventually in their head, the tellers were extremely excited. Another thing they did for their own material those are the terminals. However, let's go back to things in heaven. Maybe it was a mix of war and death. Their own species got into a discussion and realized that they needed to be so they created the Holy Council, a group of probably the most highest prestiged angels, now serving as the leader for heaven. For the Holy Council, an archangel named Gabriel served as a royal and royal knight under their earned his rank by power and efficiency. Anything the council asked of him, although he worked for the council, he was very much beloved by the angels, who praised him for his kind personality and the fact that he still followed under the Father's rules, despite the father. And after this, the council sent the virgins back to heaven. I've been playing off. Now that we've talked about the Lord and how heaven responded to it, let's look at heaven, the thing that God created that we could not understand. What did He do? How did it punish us? As stated before in the beginning of this video, the full game isn't good, so I'm going to tell you, where I'm recording, the punishments from layer 1 through 7. There's in total 9 layers, but 8 now. The first layer is limbo. This is we're not necessarily hell, but for people that were not also Christian enough, God. This layer is physical pain and the paradise around you is what is obviously fake. The trees are plastic, the birds are speakers, and the walls of the sky around you are just screens. It's essentially just a bunch of mental anguish that you were not, believe it or not, you weren't bad enough to necessarily suffer. However, no profit. Limbo is more or less boredom, adventure, and hell. The people said to realize that you will be greeted with body God with lust is for King Minos was the son of Zeus. Poseidon asked Minos at one point to sacrifice the bull. Poseidon decided to punish Minos for not eating rest. So Poseidon, Minos' wife, Pasiphae, become in love with the bull. She was so in love with the bull that Daedalus made a contraption that allowed her to become impregnated by the bull. God. She became pregnant with this bull and gave birth to the Minotaur. Minos was so disgusted at the creature that he threw it in a labyrinth and would have to sacrifice people every now and then. Minos also lost one of his two kids and sacrificing people every now and then is what made him his Hi, hello, I don't blame you. Minos had one of the mythology with the worship of the double tap. Decide what layer each would go to. Although I honestly believe that Minos was made as a punishment for his sins, this is kind of punishment for all eternity. It had to rebuild itself since God is here. It wasn't enforced by the angels to send people to hell. Plus, there was a time period humanity wouldn't stick. Yes, he didn't have to be a judge anymore because there was no females to judge. Minos himself, although he was never able to express it due to heaven, keep an eye on him, he thought that lust wasn't a sin. He thought that lust was simply just love at its most extreme form. Turning it into now utopian reasons. And the building of heaven must have taken a really long time because what they built was extreme. They were able to build hospitals around cities. Things were hurting. They built subways and underground tunnels. They built places to treat water so that they could clean water. Their technology is almost futuristic, but they were able to build.